Welcome back to the Learning Gardener. Today we're going to be putting together our raised garden beds, which are Birdie's raised garden beds in the eucalyptus green color. I was really happy with the way these looked. I was a little worried that they would look like just corrugated eyesores in the backyard, but they actually are really beautiful and they were quite easy to put together. I did notice that some of them had a little bit of rust on the inside, although I didn't bother sending them back or notifying Birdies, and the paint was quite easy to scratch, but altogether they were pretty easy to put together. And I was also surprised they were missing internal structural support rods, but I think in the end it was probably done simply because they're 2.5 meters long, and I think if they're over 2.5 meters long, you get those structural support bars. But despite the few little rusted spots, I'm really happy with the quality of these products, and I've got a lot of work to do putting these together. I have ordered 12 of the 1.2 by 2.5 meter beds, and that is just the beginning of what I have to put together in this yard. It's quite an investment.
It took a while, but the first raised garden bed is done. I have tried my very best to level around the rim of the bed, but then once you put the cardboard in to choke out the grass, it's then not level. So I'm hoping that over the next couple of days the grass will die down and I will water the cardboard before I go so it's all settled down. Hopefully then it will kind of level out. But to be honest, without any special equipment and just being by myself, that's probably the best I can do. What I've still got to do is tighten up the nuts and bolts all the way. I've tightened the middle ones with the little device that comes with the Birdie's raised garden beds, but my fingers are feeling pretty raw after putting that together, and because I work in healthcare and I'm a physio, I need to be careful that I'm not damaging my fingers ahead of going back to work next week, which sounds mental, but occupational hazard. So I'm going to steal my dad's power tools over the work week, and I'm going to come back and tighten these all before I put soil in them.
When I was looking for a property to buy, I was looking for a yard that was large enough for my 2 large dogs to run around in, and for me to have the vegetable garden of my dreams. So I've been saving up for the Birdie's raised garden beds for a while, which was how I was able to put them in straight away. This was kind of like a deal breaker with buying a house. The only thing was that the sun was in a different distribution to where I had originally planned to put my garden beds, so it became a process of shuffling them around to try and decide where I wanted them to be versus where they were going to get the most sunlight, which obviously trumps where I wanted them to be. And I think also the realities of how much space they were going to take up in the yard kind of made me realize that I needed to have them in a different layout in order to make us not feel like we were either suffocated by them because they're all too close to the house, or to feel like we had lost some of our yard space. As I worked on the arrangement of where these garden beds were going to end up, and what was also going to be the least amount of work in terms of leveling that needed to be done, while also allowing for a straight design that was not going to be visually upsetting, I also worked on taking the puppies for a walk and working on the shrubberies. It was a very, very busy week. As you can see, we had a few meltdowns over huge kangaroos in the streets, but in the end, we got the garden layout semi-sorted out.
It is the end of a very busy few days. I'm just playing with the layout of the garden beds that I now have. I will order soil for them during the week for compost, but I still haven't determined what the layout is, but I can't really play with it too much because we've still got trees coming down during the week. But I'm done and it's time to go home after I've watered everything in and get ready for another week at work. I hope you guys have enjoyed hanging out with us while we've been putting together the first Birdie's raised garden beds and almost dealing with the giant pile of tree. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.